Hello again, this is Mukesh and you're watching STEM tutorials on MicroSchool. In this video, we are going to look at TinkerCAD platform, which is an online platform for not only mechanical designs, but also the circuit simulation as well as coding. In this particular video, we would look at TinkerCAD and how to get started with TinkerCAD to create our own circuit and simulate it. So let's get started. First, we need to go to tinkercad.com. You can use your personal email ID to log into TinkerCAD website. For example, I am going to log in with my Gmail ID. Once I log in, I am taken to the home screen, which lists all the mechanical design, circuits, or the code blocks I would have created in the past. For this tutorial, we are focusing on building circuits using TinkerCAD. Create a new circuit, click on Create button and choose Circuits. You will be taken to the circuit page where on the left hand side, this white space is the workspace where we can create a circuit. To create the circuit, we would need the components and we can choose the components from the library. This library includes very simple components like resistor, LEDs, push buttons, potentiometers, breadboard, some sensors, transistors, etc., as well as programmable components like microbit or Arduino. We are going to have a look at the programmable components later on in the next video. To create our first circuit, let's start with resistor. So I'm dragging the resistor from the component library onto the workspace. I can change the value, so maybe 2 kilo ohms. Then I want to use the LED, so I bring in the LED and a 9-volt battery. Now when I want to create the circuit connection between among these components, what I need to do is hover the mouse on one of the terminals, and if you just click on the terminal, you would see a wire appearing, which can be dragged and anchored at different places on the workspace to join other components. And from resistor to the LED and other end of the LED to complete the circuit, connecting back to the positive terminal of the battery. Now, if you want to change the color of the wire, you can do so by selecting the wire and then changing the color. Typically, the positive terminal of the battery is connected to red wire. That's the convention. Similarly, for the ground or the negative terminal of the battery, we use black color. So I'm going to do that. Once I have completed the circuit, I can test the circuit. So I start the simulation by clicking this button. I expect the LED to glow, but I see LED is not glowing. One of the reasons could be the resistance could be very high. So if I click on the resistor, I see the value is 2 kilo ohms, which is quite high to make this LED glow. I might want to decrease the value. So let's do that. Maybe 100 ohms. So make it 100 ohms. And you see the LED is still not glowing. If you know, the LED is a unidirectional device and the anode should be connected to the positive terminal, whereas the cathode should go to the negative. However, we have connected in another direction. So to make changes to the circuit, I stop the simulation, click on the components, I can flip it, select on the wire. So this has to go to anode and this wire should be connected to cathode. So I make changes in the circuit. If I want to properly align the wires horizontally and vertically, I can drag one of the anchor points until the guide appears and then I can leave it. Now that we have connected the LED in the right polarity, I can start the simulation. And you would see the LED glows, but there is a warning sign that says the current through the LED is 65 milliamperes, while the current allowed should be around 20 milliamperes. It means I need to increase the value of resistance. So I click on the resistor again and maybe make it 500 ohms. And as I change the value, you can see the LED is glowing without any warning. So this is a very simple circuit of LED being turned on by the application of a battery. You can start and stop the simulation anytime. If you want to edit the circuit, you need to stop the simulation. You can also use undo and redo to make changes. This is a notes tool. So if you want to use annotation, for example, I may want to choose an annotation for this resistor. I can use that. Similarly for this one. And if you want to hide those annotations, you can use this button. That would basically toggle the annotations. This is meant for changing the wire colors. This is for different types of terminals. So if you want to use an alligator clip or a hookup wire or the normal wire as we use now, we can change that through the wire type. You can also copy and paste one of the components. So select the component, you can copy, and then if you want to paste, again click on the paste, and you have the same components duplicated. If you want to delete a component, select the component and press the delete button on your keyboard or the delete button here on the screen. Once you have created the circuit, you can also give it a name. By default, it has a random name. So for example, I want to make it test 1. The advantage of TinkerCAD is that this is an online tool. It is cloud-based. It means whatever circuit you create and name it remains there. So if I go back to the home screen, you would see the circuit which we just created, test 1, appears in the list of circuits that I have done in the past. And if you want to make changes to the circuit or you want to recreate that, all you need to do is select that and say tinker this. It will take you back to the workspace where you can create or edit the circuit, or you add another component, for example. You can search for the components by name as well. So for example, you can search for the temperature sensor. TinkerCAD also lets you have different views on the circuit. For example, this is the circuit view. You can also have another view, which is the schematic view, that shows how the same circuit can be represented in the symbol form. Or you can also create a list of components or the bill of material. And you can download this as a CSV. Similarly, you can download the schematic as a PDF. So that's all for this tutorial. In this video, we looked at TinkerCAD, which is an online platform for circuit simulation. We also looked at how to work with TinkerCAD right from login to the system. Having the overview of the tool, we also created a small circuit and simulated that. We are going to look at use of programmable components like Arduino in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. If you want to stay updated with the latest videos on our website, do not forget to like, subscribe, or press the bell icon.